Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a WIZPAL Paladin Wizard Build Guide in Baldur's Gate 3. Now, this is actually a pretty interesting synergy between these two classes, so we kind of fill the hybrid between an attacker as well as a spellcaster. Now, with this, we're going to start Paladin because they have the easiest start, and it'll also give you heavy armor proficiency, which you don't get if you multi-class into this. Now, if you start with the Wizard, you get a bit of a more difficult start, I would say, because again, you're going to be using light armor and you don't have the ability to use heavy armor. So we're going to go this route here. And for our subclass, I think Oath of Vengeance just works best. With Inquisitor's Might here, you get a bonus action, Channel Oath, being able to deal additional charisma modifier as radiant damage and can daze enemies for one turn, which is really nice. When you daze a target, you can do things like hold person with a higher frequency of it landing. So we are multi-attribute dependent here because we need intelligence, but an easy way to circumvent that is the Headband of Intelligence, which you can get in Act 1, making this a little bit easier because we can literally leave our intelligence low. So we do want a bit of wisdom because it's good to have a wisdom stat that's not going to be negative because there's a lot of wisdom saves. Dexterity is good for initiative. Constitution is another stat that's not bad to have. Now, if you're in Act 1, you can get the Club of the Hill Giant Strength, which is a great option for being able to dump your strength. Also, Auntie Ethel sells a bunch of strength potions. You can go with these stats, but again, Auntie Ethel sells a ton of strength potions, so we can easily dump our strength and put some points into dexterity, because that's going to give us higher initiative. So you go with those previous stats, or you can go with something like this, as it's going to give us a little bit more constitution, and then you can put something like that into our wisdom, so that we have a plus to our wisdom checks. So there, it is a little multi-attribute dependent, and unfortunately with those types of builds we do have to use items to rely on it. So strength potions, the intelligence circlet, or you can go with the stats I previously shown. Now with this build, level 2, we get our divine smites, which are awesome because we can get higher level spell slots from this build. So for our fighting style, if you want to use a 2-weapon, you can go great weapon fighting, which is not bad for extra damage. If you want to use a shield, this will add 2 damage flat out to all your attacks. Defense for the +1 armor class is also nice because being tanky really helps as a paladin, because we're really here to support our teammates and deal a bit of damage ourselves. As for our prepared spells, command is a huge choice because this gives us the ability to crowd control without concentration. And we also got our smites here, so I like to take them, although you don't really want to use them too much because they use your bonus action as well. And something like Bless is a nice early game concentration, so Wrathful Smite and Searing Smite also require concentration, whereas Thunderous Smite does not. And Thunderous Smite has some cool synergies that I'll show you guys as well. And next we got our level 3 bonuses, which is Vow of Enmity, which is nice, getting advantage on attack rolls against the enemy. You can cast this on yourself so that you get advantage on all attack rolls, which is huge. And also Abjure Enemy, which frightens an enemy. You'd probably want to use Vow of Enmity there. Now we also got Bane. Gives a penalty to attack rolls and saving throws, and Hunter's Mark, which is not bad for dealing additional damage with your bonus action. And we also get Divine Health, so we can't be diseased, which is nice. Prepared spells, Shield of Faith's okay. Divine Favor's okay for radiant damage. And there's ways that we can build up this off of extra radiant damage, so I'll go over that as well. And for our, I guess, next level, we'll take that, and we get another Lay Hands charge that allows us to heal ourselves or enemies, or allies, I mean. And for our feat, this is where we got a few choices, like Warcaster for advantage on saving throws, the whole concentration's nice. Alert for +5 initiative, always a good option. But I think Charisma increase is great here, because this will allow us to cast a little bit higher. This will give us a higher, later on at level 6, we get ourselves an Aura, which we can boost with our Charisma, as well as it does land our command a little bit more frequently, which is really nice too. Level 5, huge power spike, because we get extra attack, hold person, and Misty Step. Those are 3 great benefits to this, where we get a massive power spike. And then we can take ourselves level 2 spells, so Magic Weapon, Branding Smite, which prevents targets from turning invisible. Aid is nice, but we don't get as much spell slots, so you're better off with like a Cleric. If they got level 6 spell slots, give them the Staff of Spell Power to upcast Aid on your entire team. Now, at level 6, we get ourselves the Aura of Protection, giving us our Charisma modifier as a bonus to our saving throws. So we get a nice +4 to saving throws, which is huge. And then we can also choose another spell, which, Compelled Duel, I guess. Like, the spell slots from the Paladin aren't super essential. But next, you could get a Relentless Avenger, but I think it's actually best to add in the Wizard at this point. So, for the Wizard, we get a few choices of cantrips. Minor Illusion being one that we definitely want, because this will group enemies together. Ray of Frost is nice for reducing the enemy's move speed. Firebolt has its usefulness, and Shocking Grasp is another good one. Shocking Grasp is good because it's lightning damage, and you can cause an enemy to not have, or they won't be able to attack back because they lose their reaction. Bone Chill is another great option though, because this also does, it stops the target from healing, which is really good in Act 3. As for our spells that we're going to select, I think that Shield is a huge one for increasing armor class by 5. Find Familiar is actually really good. Chromatic Orb can be changed to damage type. Magic Missile is guaranteed a spell that will hit the target, so that's good too. Thunderwave's nice for the shenanigans you can do with it. I like Fog Cloud myself, but Chromatic Orb or Fog Cloud. Long Strider's another nice one because this is a ritual spell, so you can just cast this on your team. You can also have someone at camp cast this on everyone, so got options there. We can prepare more than this with the Head Bandage, which only shows us 1, but Shield is definitely the best spell that we get at level 1. At level 2, we get to choose our subclass. Now, Abjuration is a good choice because this can give you the ward, but you're typically going to want to fully go in on Abjuration if you're going to take it, so you could go this route. But I actually think Necromancy is actually a really good option, which I'll show you why. Because, 1, we get our Grim Harvest, so whenever we take out an enemy with a spell slot, we get twice a level spell back as health. Also, we get 3 times that if it's a Necromancy spell. In addition, we also get the ability to summon multiple undead at level 6, which you're going to see gets pretty crazy for what we're doing. Now, you can go with, like, Burning Hands, I guess, False Life for a Necromancy spell, extra health. Again, it won't let us prepare anything other than 1, so we'll just give it some time and we'll actually be able to prepare them. We get some level 2 spells. I think Scorching Ray is a solid one. We already have Misty Step and Hold Person, which are 2 that I normally take. Darkness can be nice for crowd control. Arcane Lock can actually have some interesting uses. And even Knock is a good one too, or Gust of Wind. Flaming Spear allows you to summon in a summon that'll take aggro from the enemy. I like Invisibility too, if you want to put that on a teammate. You can also learn spells from scrolls, so not super essential that we need to take them now, because you can learn anything from a scroll basically. And for our extra cantrip, Firebolt's nice, 3d10 of damage, and even something like Acid Splash is a good choice too. Now for our next level spells, Darkness, Flaming Spear, and for our feet, now we can always go with Alert for +5 initiative. This is a really great choice, but I think increasing our ward that we get from the Paladins our best choice here. And it also is our crowd control, so if we daze a target, we can land a Hold Person with a +5, so Charisma really is a good, especially if you face the party. Now, you could go Counterspell. That's another choice. We're going to get Animate Dead in 1 more level, so if you really want it, you can take it here and then respec. But Lightning Bolt and Firebolt, or Fireball, are 2 really good spells. This can be doubled with water for upwards of 96 damage, which is really good. Glyph of Warding is another decent choice, because you can put this down without concentration. Haste is great too, but be careful if you lose your concentration on haste, you lose your turn, so that can be a little bit difficult. So Lightning Bolt and Glyph of Warding are great, but you could also go with a Fireball, and we can also learn these from scrolls, so really whatever you feel works best. Vampiric Touch is also a good choice, because it says 3d6 of necrotic damage, and this will give you back health, and if you take out the enemy with it, you'll get additional health, so it could be a good choice. We'll prepare those spells there, and then at level 6, this is when we get our full Necromancer come together. So we get our Undead Thralls and additional Undead. So when you use Animate Dead, you release an additional corpse. So we get 2 now for the price of 1, which is huge. And Better Summon. So creatures animated with Animate Dead have additional health points equal to wizard level. And your proficiency bonus +4 will get added to their damage, which is huge. And then in addition, we can take another couple spells. So we'll go with our Fireball there, and Counterspell is a good choice. Or Fear is even a really good spell. I'm a big fan of Fear. It's like a cone. It makes enemies fearful. They drop their weapon, have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. But Counterspell is also really useful, so we'll go with that there. Now, we will be able to prepare more spells. I'll show you that in just one moment. I'll also be going over the gear, because this build is actually pretty interesting for the gear that we can use. So, with this, I got the Armor Persistence, although you can go with whatever armor that you've got available. This one looks very Paladin-like. This one looks more like a Undead, I guess, Razor. So the Helldusk Armor is another really good choice. But yeah, you can also go Armor Persistence for extra damage resistance, because it reduces damage by 2 and you get Blade Ward and resistance. Cloak of Protection, Boots Protection, and Ring of Protection gives us 27 armor class. But I actually think that the Boots of Stormy Clamor work best here. And this will give 2 stacks of reverberation. Now, if you get the Illithid ability drain, this is going to proc every time you attack. Gloves of the Belligerent Skies here is also a really good choice because you can add thunder. Whenever you deal thunder, lightning, or radiant damage, it gets 2 turns of reverberation on the target. And then we got the Warp Headband of Intelligence there. I'm also using the Flail of the Ages here. This is a really great weapon because you can choose if it does the acid, chilled, or burning condition. Chilled is nice because it'll set up your cold damage a little bit further. So if you have anyone on the team that does cold damage, like a sorcerer, they're going to love you for this. And also the burning is pretty good too, or even acid for reducing armor class. You can go with something like Falar Aluve, or even like the Drake Throat Glaive and boost it with lightning damage if you want. So you got multiple options there. I'm also a fan of using like, really, you got lots of different options. You can even just go with Marka Heshker if you want to, because you can attack people with a staff. It is a little bit less damage, but it's damage nonetheless. And you can even go, this is a trick that I like, is have someone else use the Drake Throat Glaive, and then you can add lightning or cold damage to their attacks. So we're going to go lightning damage, and we'll add it to the... We got the Falar Aluve there, which can do thunder damage, and it also has lightning damage. So this will trigger our Gloves of Belligerent Skies and deal with reverberation. So it gets pretty powerful together. I also have the Hellrider Longblow for the +3 to initiative rolls. So higher initiative, always good. And yeah, typically what we want to do with in combat is get in there, and you're going to get multiple stacks of reverberation on the target from this. So we got 2 stacks there. Unfortunately, it won't do ability drain on your teammates. So you won't be able to get the full benefit. You won't be able to see the full benefit of it from here until we attack and get actual combat started. But the damage is pretty good on this. And then on top of all that, we're just attacking normally. We got smites and level 5 spell slots. So we also got Armor of Protection, give it +5 to saving throws. So you always want to have that active. And you can even put like magic weapon on your weapon too. But yeah, you got also Divine Favor, which will also trigger the Gloves of the Belligerent Skies there. So yeah, we got a few different options there. This does require concentration. Only lasts for 3 turns. Inquisitors might last for 2 turns. It's 5 radiant plus daze, which is really nice. So if you daze a target, basically you want to use Inquisitor's Might attack, and then if you can daze them, land a hold person, they're stuck in place, and it's a good damage option. So Divine Smite being our big damage dealer here, because that's what Paladins are for. And we missed, of course we did. You don't lose your spell slot if you miss, which is nice, so that can be pretty good. And we took him down to half health there. And stacking up reverberation with our Divine Smites, you can get even further with that if we just... eventually you'll be able to go further with that. And you can also get the Falar Aluve Shriek, which will deal additional thunder damage. So I'll show you that in just a moment after we go and attack Will's dad, unfortunately, because he will aggro and we can actually start combat that way. So yeah, you want to typically start with the melody here, the shrieking melody. So then you can get... Oh, he's going to run. Let's see if we can push him to another area. Oh, he's going to run to the door. Basically, we don't want him at the door so I can show off this build, but I guess the 5 turns will be up in a moment, and then we can attack him. He may disappear, but we're going to go land a Divine Smite on him. So this is what it looks like. With luck of the Far Realm, boom, started combat, and I rolled high on initiative. So we got the Shriek off on them. He's got 2 turns of reverberation already. Asterian's doing his thing over there. Gale just cast, or Karlach cast Dethrone on Mizora, which is random, but we hit him pretty hard already, and we can just follow that up with another Divine Smite because we still got our action there. So from extra attack, oh, we're going to get attacked by Owlbear there. Unfortunate, but it happened. And then basically you want to go around Divine Smiting as much as you can, and then you got your Inquisitor's Might to deal additional damage there. Vow of Enmity will also give us advantage on our attack rolls. We weren't able to take him out with 2 attacks, but he does have 116 health and a pretty good armor class. So you also got your Pommel Strike, which can daze. What's nice about Pommel Strike, yeah, we dazed him there. So if we had action cert, or if we had ability to do another action, we like haste, we could use hold person on him, and he would probably fail it because he's dazed. He's got reverberation stacks on him. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with this build. It's actually a pretty fun build, so highly recommend giving it a shot in Baldur's Gate 3. So they're attacking Mizora non-stop. But yeah, that is a WIZPAL Wizard Paladin build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, nice. We got hold person off on him. Thank you. I guess Karlach did that. So that's pretty funny. They're all just ganging up on him. And then we got Gale here, who's kind of a weird build right now. But yeah, that's the benefit of dazing. You want to always get your hold person off whenever you got a daze, because next attack will be a critical hit. So it can actually hit pretty hard. Hold person is super effective for just that alone, because yeah, you want to, as a paladin, you want to try and daze targets as much as you can to get your hold person off. It's very powerful that way, so highly recommend going that route. We put Scratch to sleep, good boy. We'll see if I'll be able to get an attack in. Volo's gonna go. Yeah, we got our bear next, so I don't know if the bear can make it all the way over there. We'll try. Not enough movement. Crap. So yeah, we won't be able to get that off, but basically what you want to do is get hold person as much as possible and then do your smites. So yeah, if you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.